So, welcome back to the Boxing Podcast. I'm delighted to have on the channel today, Tysie Gallagher. Tysie, how are you?
I'm all good, thank you. How are you?
Very good, thanks.
Good,
So,
good.
first of all, how did you get into boxing?
I got into boxing when I was turning 11. I was into like loads of sports and kind of thing, and I was playing football at quite a high level at the time. And my mum took me and my brother to a boxing gym, mainly for my brother, really. And I joined in and tried it, and then I just fell in love with it. And then at that time, I was in the process of being diagnosed with ADHD, and it just kind of helped massively with channeling my energy. And I just fell in love with the sport, and yeah, just kept going back.
So, you are the reigning and defending Commonwealth Super Bantamweight champion.
Yeah.
You first fought for that belt in 2022, coming up short against Nina Hughes. What did you learn from that fight?
I learned a lot. I took away a lot from that fight. Dealing with like the pressure of the title fight and everything around it. And then obviously boxing wise, I really wasn't happy. I was really disappointed in my performance. Didn't stick to a plan and the plan that we had. And yeah, I come away from it, literally come back and went back to basics and started from the beginning kind of thing. And it was a massive eye opener to what I needed to do and what I needed to do to get to where I want to be. And at the time it was like the end of the world to me, but now looking back, it was a massive blessing in disguise.
So, in 2023, you went over to France and fought for the WBO Super Bantamweight title. What was that experience like?
Unbelievable, to be fair. It was really good. Obviously going over to France, to my opponent's hometown. It was really good. I enjoyed every bit of it, to be honest. I enjoyed the fight. I performed really, really well. And obviously come up short against Segolene, which still in my opinion now, I won 7, maybe 8 out of the 10 rounds. Come away without the belt. So it was that was really gutting, and because I literally gave everything and I knew I'd won the fight, but that's what happens in boxing. That's what happens. But nonetheless, I've come back with the experience and the confidence, knowing that I'm not just holding my own with world-class fighters. I beat a world-class fighter.
And so, do you think it's sort of a case of if the fight wasn't in France, then the decision probably would have gone your way?
100%, 100%. But is what it is. It didn't, and just you live and you learn from it. And yeah, I've learned a lot from it. And but yeah, definitely, if it was in, and even in, not even if it was over here, if it was just in a neutral ground, I feel like, yeah, everyone could see what they seen. Everyone in the whole arena, all of the French, all of her supporters, all were saying I won the fight. So yeah.
Sort of staying on that topic, is that something that you think like needs to be changed, sort of, judges scoring and things like that, or?
Definitely, but it never will, ever. If anything, it gets worse. It's just the politics and the corruption around boxing sometimes is very unfair, but there's nothing you can really do about it. As long as you give it your all. And obviously a lot of people even said to me, why did you even take it and go over there? That's a massive, like, you knew you'd have to literally knock her out to get a draw.
Yeah.
Like, but in boxing, women's boxing, I'm a hungry young fighter who will take any opportunity with both hands, and the opportunity came, and I was never going to turn it down. And even though I lost the fight, I've got that experience under my belt, and that performance under my belt.
So in your last fight against Stevi Levy, you put on a great performance, winning the fight by unanimous decision. You became the British Super Bantamweight champion. How important is it being able to go into your upcoming fight with the momentum of that last win?
Yeah, it's important because I won comfortably and I was in control of the fight. I didn't have to do more than what I did do to win the fight, but that was only a few months ago, and there's so much I've added to my game since then, and that was just yeah, there's a lot more to come. So it's important going in with momentum. That's what I want to be. I want to be a busy fighter. I want to be fighting every few months if I can, and yeah, just take off where I left.
So your next fight is on the 27th of September in Sheffield against Tori-Ellis Willets. How's preparation going for the fight?
Yeah, really well, all good. Training's going well, just as planned, and yeah, 3 weeks away, so it's come around quick, very quick.
So I've seen that you recently came up north and sparred Rihanna DeForo and Nika Mink. What was that like?
Really good rounds. Yeah, tough rounds, and I'm mixing with some top boxers, and yeah, really very good rounds, very valuable for this camp and for my opponent. So yeah, I've got, in terms of my sparring and performance in sparring, I'm very happy with.
How highly do you rate Tori as a boxer?
I rate her highly, definitely. She's a good boxer. She's got a good amateur pedigree. She's hungry. She's determined. She wants to take my titles from me, which is good because, like, you want a good dance partner to go in with, and they bring the best. Like a good fighter will bring the best out of you, and so I'm really looking forward to it. She's a good fighter. She's a good boxer, and I'm really looking forward to sharing a ring with her and getting in there and doing my thing.
So I actually interviewed Tori about a month ago
Did
when
you?
the fight was announced. Yeah, and asked her the same question, how highly does she rate you? And she said that technically you're very good, but there's nothing that you do that she can't do. I was just wondering if you had any like response to that.
We'll see on the 27th of September. Talk is cheap. Talk is
Uh,
so cheap. You can't talk in the ring. She's never been in with me. We've never shared the ring together. So yeah, everyone will see. She'll see, I'll see, and everyone else will see. If she says what she's saying is true. But until then, yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. Like there's never really a response for me because it's just tit for tat. If there's responses,
yeah.
I'll do my talking in the ring like I always do.
So GBM are the promotion that are putting on the fight. They're obviously a sort of, new up and coming promotion in the past sort of year. You've obviously fought on their show, on the Stevi Levy fight. How impressed have you been with GBM?
Yeah, really impressed. GBM, they've been good to me. They look after the fighters, and Izzy's doing something great, and it's really coming through. Like what they did at York Hall a few months ago was, I've never seen York Hall like it, to be honest with you, on a small hall. Well, not yeah, small hall show. Like
Yeah.
I've not seen that, and it's just getting better and better. Like even the card that I'm fighting on is stacked, real good card, and it's like yeah, they're bringing the noise really. It's it looks promising for the future as well.
So if you do get the win on the 27th of September, who could you kind of see yourself fighting in like 3 to 5 fights time?
When I win, I don't know. I don't really know. Like obviously, my goal is to defend the British title, win the British
Yeah.
title outright, and so I've got to defend it 3 times. So that's my, and then yeah, get straight back on the world scene and go for the world titles. So whoever's got the world titles, then that's who I want. And yeah, this is all of these fights now are all for that. to me winning a world title. So yeah, whoever's got a world title, whoever's got titles, that's what I want.
So women's boxing has some brilliant fights coming up. Sky Nicholson versus Raven Chapman, Terry Harper v Rhiannon Dixon, Sandy Ryan v Michaela Mayer. Who do you think wins those fights?
Oh, you're doing this to me. You're doing this to me. First of all, Raven Chapman and Sky Nicholson. That's my favourite fight, and I've been waiting for this fight and they're going to make history out in Saudi. That's unbelievable. And both girls are really, really good. Like, I respect both of them really well. I've shared loads and loads of rounds with both of them. And I was speaking about this the other day, and that's one fight that I can't actually. I'm on the fence for, because both girls deserve it, first of all, and both of them have complete different styles. You've got a southpaw, a rangy southpaw who is very good with distance, and then you've got a come forward, aggressive fighter, who's very strong. And for me, the winner is whoever uses what they're good at the best on the night. So if Sky can stay disciplined and keep Raven off of her for 10 rounds, then she could get the victory. If Raven can get inside Sky and cause her problems, then they've both got a chance of winning. It's just who does it on the night, basically. That's I don't know. And I can't call it. Really can't call it. But yeah, great fight for women's boxing. I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, so Terry Harper versus Rhiannon Dixon.
Terry Harper, Rhiannon Dixon. Rhiannon Dixon's obviously coming through, very, very good prospect, and I watched her win a world title, beginning of the year it was, and she's very good. Obviously, Terry Harper. I've seen Terry Harper's had some great performances. Her probably best one was against Tasha Jonas, I'd say. It's interesting. I think it's right that she's come back down to lightweight, because I think that's where her best performances was at. But tough one, because last couple of performances she hasn't been, she hasn't shown what she's shown before. So it just depends really. If what Terry Harper turns up, if she's firing like she was a couple of years ago, then she's got a great chance. But Rhiannon Dixon, she's coming through, and she's to be honest, I think Rhiannon Dixon wins that fight. And who was the last one?
Michaela Mayer versus Sandy Ryan.
That's a very good fight, and they're both really good boxers. But for me, Sandy Ryan wins. Sandy Ryan wins this. Not an easy fight, but the way Sandy Ryan has been performing the last few fights is, she's doing really well, and I feel like she will take the edge and beat Michaela.
Yeah, so thanks for those predictions there.
No worries.
So going back to the sort of Sky Nicholson Raven Chapman fight, obviously that's happening in Saudi. How sort of, I guess, glad are you that we are seeing women's boxing now finally on a Saudi card?
So good. It's like history's been made. I didn't think that would actually happen. Really didn't. And the fact that it is, and it's them that fight to go and represent. I feel like that's a great fight to start the women off in Saudi, and I feel like history is going to be made, and from that there'll be more and more coming. But that's the perfect first fight to have in Saudi, I'd say.
Yeah. So to finish off, going back to the Tori-Ellis Willets fight, what kind of performance can we expect from yourself on the 27th of September?
I feel like you're just gonna see good technical fight from me anyway. And yeah, like adding on from my last performance, it's just going to be better, faster, stronger, new and improved from that fight, basically, just adding on to that. Obviously I'm not going to give too much away, but yeah, I just want to go out there and show myself and my team like how well I've been performing in camp, and that if I go and do that in the ring, it's going to be a very good night.
Tysie Gallagher, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you very much.